What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Team. My name is Sean Flack 2.0, and coming to you directly to the studio via satellite, I have Kyron79. He's one of our newer members of the team. Welcome, Kyron.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, like I said, we just expanded. He's one of the new wave of members that we have. So thank you for joining the team. Thank you for joining us here on our today's interview. We did talk about, you had a pre-interview discussion. Did you have any questions, or did you want to say anything or add anything that may be pertinent before we get started?
No, I just appreciate the chance and look forward to making you guys proud.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's talk about, well, first, let's just talk about you a little bit, right? What got you into streaming?
Man, you're gonna take it way back. Okay, so I saw these other guys on YouTube doing it, and I was like, how do you do that? And so I'm an engineer at heart. That's what I do for a living. So I'm inherently a problem solver. So me and this other dude, he's sitting on one side of the wall, I'm on one side, and I literally am sat up with a tricorder, zoomed in just to get just the TV and record us doing whatever, I don't know, whatever tutorial we were trying to do to get people. I think it was Call of Duty, that airplane scene where you have to run through the airplane in a certain amount of time to get the mile high achievement, something like that.
Okay.
So we were trying to show a tutorial on that, and doing all that made me fall in love with it. That's how I fell in love with streaming.
Okay. All right. So at what point in time did you decide that you wanted to go from that to where you are now, or really like make this push to like join a team and really be a little bit more consistent with it?
I'm not getting any younger. I mean, short answer. I mean, you always hear everybody tell you, great. Oh, you make all this money, or you've got a great car, you got a great. But are you happy? And it's like, well,
right.
I've got a nice car and I've got a nice house. I mean,
right.
But am I truly happy? I don't know. I like what I do for a living.
Right.
But this gives me a different way to express myself, because I've always been very artistic, and I've never really had a place to show it. And in this day and age, there's someone out there that'll like you. You don't have to worry about someone liking you. There's someone out there that's your kindred spirit, Right.
Okay. All right. I am totally in the same place. Like, about 6 years ago, it was something with my career, and it was really stressful, and I needed an outlet, and this was it. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to start writing, I'm going to start content creating, and exactly what you said, like express, like, I'm artistic, but in my job, I don't get to express that. So, and same thing, I love my job. It provides a lot. And, but at the same time, I wasn't happy. And I think like right there, I totally understand where you're coming from on that. And then of course, I don't know, no age talk, right? But I'm old too, so. So
yeah, I dye the hair to look young. I try to look hip, but yeah.
So, okay, so let's talk about your setup. So what, let's talk about that camcorder, right? Where did you start? Like, what are some of the stuff you started with, and where is your setup now, compared to what it was?
Yeah, that was it. That was the raw form of it, was the camcorder, watching the TV, and making sure that, all the fans in the house were off, right? So, pardon my French, but you're sweating balls because you need it as silent as possible. Otherwise, you're going to get this weird reverb off of the TV, because that's what you're recording.
Right.
There was no cable to cable. No, it was just straight raw format. Then you pop out the card, pop it in your PC, and at the time, Windows Movie Creator was what I used to do everything.
Right.
And, just basic run-of-the-mill parts. It was nothing special, no flashy lights. It was just a bare-bone case, a power supply, whatever graphics card I could get my hands on, as much RAM as I could get my hands on.
Right.
And we ran through it.
Okay, so what do you got now?
Now I'm running with the HP Omen. When I decided to get into really gaming PC, I'll be honest, the COVID hit, shipping supplies went haywire, graphics cards went through the roof, and Best Buy came out with this PC called the HP Omen 30L. It's rocking a 700 watt power supply. It's a Ryzen 5 5600G.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, GeForce RTX 3060, which you can't get that. And then all the RGB and all that came with it. I mean, it's cool. Does it add anything? Not more than just flashy lights, but it's coming from where I was. It's great. Then I rock Ryzen pretty much everything. I'm a huge Ryzen supporter. I've got the Black Widow keyboard, the Naga Razer Pro, the Kyro,
the camera
webcam.
Yeah.
Then I'm rocking a MSI Optics Mag 27-inch curved monitor. That's my main monitor that I do all my gaming on.
Okay.
And then I picked up a 27-inch MSI regular flat screen monitor. Still will push 145, but right now I just have it set up on the side.
Yeah.
That way I have my panels for all my streaming stuff. And then just 2 generic speakers, and then these A10s. Man, I'll tell you what. A lot of people say a lot about headsets, but I think headsets are on you. It's what fits you and what makes you comfortable, and these A10s are amazing. And then the HyperX Quadcast, that's my mic. I love this thing. This thing is amazing. It's got tremendous sound quality. It does override the system. I have to continuously turn my headphones back on. I don't know how to fix that, but and then just generic speakers sitting on one of the giant Razer mouse pads.
Okay, man. Well, obviously you've come a long way since the way you began, and kind of relating to what I went through. I'm Corsaired out, so like if it's Corsair, it's Elgato. So yeah, I'm more of a brand hoe myself. So like if I got I run a Ryzen 7, but it's a 2700. So you have a newer processor than I do, and I only run a 1060 graphics card. So I mean, yes, it adds a lot because there's some games I cannot play. Like I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna look good. I'm gonna strain my eyes trying to play that. So no, that's awesome. Okay, so what type of streamer are you? So like what kind of games do you stream, and are you more gameplay or more community, interactive?
I would say my main focus is first-person shooters when it comes to gaming. Now, it's purely fun, right? I like doing things like achievements and the special events and stuff like that. That type of stuff to me is fun. I'm never gonna be Tim the Tap Man or Dr. Disrespect. Those dudes are like top notch. They got some hand-eye coordination that is just off the chart. I'm not built like that, and I recognize that, but I can still play pretty decently. I mean, I'm in the Apex tournament with the Shadow Pack group, so I had to pick that up right away, and I don't know. In my opinion, a first-person shooter is a first-person shooter. They all got their little quirks, but they all... gaming today, to me, is slow. I came from Unreal Tournament, and I don't know if you ever played that, but that was... It was,
Oh, yeah.
Like cut graphics, right? Where it was mainly just... The walls were just mainly shapes, and then you just hauled ass to the level. Just shooting. I mean, it was just very, very fast paced. So, like a lot of the Halo stuff where you're like jumping and you're in air for this I'm like, man, I'm dying because I don't know how to get back down to the ground.
Right.
But no, like Call of Duty, that's I love getting the camos and stuff, so I always have fun doing that. But I can also switch back over. I'm a huge World of Warcraft, Knights of the Old Republic. Any MMO I've been willing to try. I haven't tried New World. They kind of like scared me. They're like, "Oh, this game's gonna break your PC," and I'm like, "I just got my PC. How about we play games we know are safe?"
Right. No, I'm basically the same way. I played all the MMO RPGs. I got really into the Old Republic. Like that was like one of my biggest ones. And, even before that, I played Galaxies, before they killed that. But yeah, of course, Old Republic, because one of my favorite all time games is Knights of the Old Republic. So, that definitely was a throwback to that. And, I'm sorry. I got a drink. I just woke up, so that's like the crazy part. I was like, oh, is it 3:00 my time or his time? Because his time, that means I got to get up early. We talked about how you were introduced into streaming, why you decided to stream, right? And then so let's talk about where you see yourself in the streaming world like 5 years from now. Is this something where you're going to stay more a hobbyist, or are you going to kind of go, if you can, you'll make it more of a profession, or what is it for you?
I think Twitch wise, it'll just always be fun. I don't think I'm ever really looking to get serious with Twitch. Like if I became partner with all that, I mean, that would be nice, but I'm more geared towards YouTube and YouTube content. Like I'm really big and I want to get into it, and you really got to stay on top of it, is movies. I love doing like movie reviews. I've got 2 on my YouTube channel. You should check it out.
I saw them
playing around with the format. Yeah, that's oh man, I think I can be very expressive while watching it, but it's gotta be genuine. Like I can't pre-watch a trailer and then watch it in front of the camera. Right. I gotta do it raw, because that's how you're gonna get it out of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I can convey that, especially when it comes to some of this nerdy stuff. I just geek out all over, and I think that's what's nice to see, is someone could watch my video and go, I'm not the only one that feels that way. You know what I mean? Right.
Okay, guys, so there was a quick break because there was something I wanted to point out to Kyron, but we're going to continue our interview as regular, and we may even cut this piece out, but that's a great thing about being able to do stuff in post. Okay, so more enthusiast, more pre-recorded content, which is something that I like. I've come to find out, like, I like gaming to game with my friends. Like, that's why I game. So it's really hard for me to continue streaming and try to interact with chat. So I've kind of reserved myself to doing pre-recorded content versus actually streaming. So, I mean, I totally get like this whole, I think I'm going to like the YouTube platform better, and Twitch would be cool, but at the same time, and I didn't watch them, but I did see you had a one on your YouTube channel. You had one for The Matrix, and you had one for something No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Be like that. See, like you've already got me excited. Like, I just want to stop the interview. Let's talk about that right now.
I have not even seen the movie yet. So we probably need to. Oh my
God! What is wrong with you?
We probably need to, because I will totally nerd out with you. We probably need to make that an episode for the YouTube or something like that, and that it'll be awesome. So cool. And I'm subscribed. And guys, if you haven't done so already, we'll definitely get all his links and everything like that in the description below. And of course, I'll make sure it pops up all over the place as we're having this discussion. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so as a streamer, how long have you been streaming now, Kyron?
Off and on for about 4 months or so. So not too long.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Just, I mean, with your world experience and things that you've done, and then, of course, putting that into your, streaming content and stuff like that, do you feel you have strengths within your content as short time as it's been, do you feel like there's a strength somewhere where you're like, yes, I got that down?
I would say just doing it. That's not hard. That like talking, like I don't know. I could sit here and talk to myself. I'm doing it right now, right? I mean, it's not hard for me to talk. But all this other shit around me, like you said, and making sure my face is not coming in and out of focus, making sure you can hear me. You know what's discouraging is getting through an hour stream, pulling back up the recording, going, man, there was this great shot, and you're trying to find it, and you're like, you can't hear me at all. Like, you can't hear me the whole stream, and nobody in chat said anything, nothing. I'm like, oh, well, I guess they were having a good time with me because you can't hear anything. So it's all this other stuff, but I think something that I got down is I've always been good with people, so.
Okay. Well, obviously, you know, with the yin and the yang, if you feel like you have strengths, there always has to be something where you feel you should improve. Is there anything that stands out that you haven't mentioned already that you feel like, hey, you know what, I think I do need to kind of like work on this?
Committing to the stream, man, that's so hard. I'm so busy and all over the place and like always doing something to sit down and go, boom, that's when I'm streaming. That's hard.
Right. Right. Oh man, having a stream schedule, like I try to tell folks, streaming is a young man's sport that doesn't have kids, or young woman's sport. You don't got kids. You don't got, your bills are okay. You don't have to work 2 jobs. Then I could see, streaming for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. And I'm not that dedicated. Like that, it's one of the hardest things that I have to deal with as well. I mean, I got 3 kids, I got the wife, I got a full-time job. As much as I love it, this doesn't pay the bills. As much as I would love it too, but I think because I've been doing this for like 6 years, and not necessarily streaming, but just content creation, videos and blogs and stuff like that. Like, I think if I did it to get paid, I don't think I would love it as much. So I feel like I'm content with, where I am in my content creation. What would you say about that?
Yeah, no, it's like you say, it's 2 different worlds. I mean, you have the kids that like virtually have no responsibilities, right? And you go, man, you want me to post like 3 times a day on 3 different platforms, and I'm sitting here going, where am I going to pull that time out of my ass? And a youngster's like, I've already got that done. And you're like, what? You're like, I gotta think of a TikTok. They're like, I just made 8. And then you're like, come on. Have you seen Drippy Kev? Holy dude, that dude, he just goes like this in content. It's like, it's like, come on, dude, what are you doing? You're killing me. Yeah, so I get it, but we're doing what we got to do.
Right. Okay. Right, he said Drippy Cab. He just opens up the floodgates. Okay, so outside of streaming, what do you do outside of streaming? Like if before the last 4 months, and you said you did this for fun and this whatever, people went to your YouTube or people went to your Instagram page, like what would they see Kyron doing outside of streaming? Like what do you do for fun?
Photography. That is what you would say. Photography and travel. That's pretty much what I love. Like, if I could have found a way to do the whole travel blogging thing, I probably would have really did that. But again, all the time where I was starting to settle into life and figure out what I'm doing, and money was okay to actually buy the equipment I needed to do what I wanted to do, then the pandemic hit and you couldn't travel anywhere, you couldn't do anything, and everything became restricted. All these places where you would go to get these beautiful photographs were just, you're you're not allowed to go anymore. So now things are starting to loosen back up, and I'm able to get out a little bit more. But that's what you would have seen is a lot of different. And I'm kind of different in this one little aspect, and a lot of people might disagree. Everybody's like, you have to have a niche. And I get that. I get people want you to focus on one thing, but I think there are people in the world that are just like me. I don't have a niche. But when it comes to photography, I'll do everything. I'll do a newborn photo shoot, and I'll go out into the forest and find the tiniest little bug with my macro lens and take a picture of that and then blow it up for you. So I don't like being contained in the box. I like being on the outside of the box.
Okay. So, what kind of camera do you have? Let me ask you this: if money wasn't an object, what camera would you buy?
As far as the camera body, I'm perfectly set with I got a Nikon D850. It's probably the last of its kind. They've gone mirrorless on pretty much everything.
Yep.
And this is probably it's on its way out. I don't know that I probably wouldn't ever change my body. Now, if I'm forced to go to mirrorless, then I'll go to mirrorless, and that's fine. I'll probably, if I had to switch into mirrorless and switch my lenses over, I would really consider who. I might not stick with Nikon. I might go with someone like Sony, just because for whatever reason, right now they're at the top of the game when it comes to this stuff. And I'm loyal. I like to stay loyal, but right now it would just be lenses. I got this 85 or 90 millimeter 1.2 lens that I want, but it's running about $1,500 just for that one lens.
Right.
So it's right, and it's not. I don't have a justification for it. It's not. I'm not going to get it and then go shoot 3 weddings lined up, and it's going to pay for itself right away. It would be purely for my own enjoyment.
Right.
So.
Right. Hey, you know what though? You got to invest in yourself. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. So, oh yeah, I get it. Like, I'm into photography as well. I had a Nikon D70. I was running a D3500, and then like it broke, and so I don't know if like my kids got to it, but it just stopped working one day. And I only had kit lenses, so I wasn't really big into that. And then when it came to mirrorless, I mean, the staple is going to be Sony, like the Sony A7 III Mark III, that's a $2,700 body by itself, and then all the different lenses. And, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the way it's going. And, our big old fat Nikons, they're too heavy to carry around, what I'm saying? It's just like, but man, Nikon used to be, I mean, I really still think they still really put out a really nice product, but, yeah, I've been, and I want to say like my Nikon's even sitting over in the corner right now, looking at me sideways, like, what? What do you mean I'm not going to be used again? So yeah, no, that's awesome. Cars. For some reason, you were posting cars on your Instagram. Are you a big car guy? Or there's like one picture or something.
Okay, so don't make fun of me. This is the girly aspect of me. I like pretty cars. I like going to car shows.
Right.
I like looking at all the artistic, or the rims, all the wraps. If you said, "Hey, look what's under the engine," if it's not shiny, I probably don't know what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have like that mechanics in me.
Yeah.
I love all the Fast and the Furious. I'm into all the race movies. I'm huge into NASCAR.
Okay.
F1, go with Max Verstappen.
Okay.
I feel like that one. So I'm big into it. I just, as far as like the mechanics of cars, I don't get a whole lot of it.
Okay. No, I just saw a bunch of photos, like, again, just trying to be relatable, seeing, what else do you do besides this? One of the main things about the interview is to figure out who you are and to kind of express who you are in a way that people can relate to. So, like, maybe somebody doesn't relate to you in COD, but they love the fact that you love shiny cars, right? So they'll come hang out with you that way, or, they might want to have questions about photography, when they come into your stream. And, or they, again, like me and you, I feel like I so relate to because we're like in the same age bracket. We're like in this same like part of our life where this is going to be fun and we're going to make it fun and we want it to be fun, while we have other things that is taking care of all the other stuff. So we don't have the stress of that or the pressure of it. And I feel like, I could post when I want to post. I could go live when I want to go live because I'm not worried about, like, if I'm not streaming, I'm not making money. Now, I know everybody has like their different situation, right? Where it's like, okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of folks that have made streaming or content creating on all the other platforms, not just Twitch, into something that gives them a livable wage. So I think that's awesome. And then, of course, I think that, being a streamer or a content creator in any way, shape, or form, it brings the entrepreneurship of it as well. I'm just beyond that. Like, I just want to do this for fun. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to hang out with cool people like you and get to learn who you are and what you do. And, like I said, make those connections that actually mean something versus like you just being this person that I'm watching on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I mean, I love cars. Like, when it comes, I know what I like, and I'm just like you. I love all the Fast and the Furious cars. I'm a big Rice Rocket guy. When it comes
What's your favorite car? What's your favorite car in the entire series? Which one?
Wow. Well, I mean, the R35, so, the GTR, so the Skyline. So, like, obviously I loved it in part 2, his silver and blue car. But then, like, I love Nissan GTRs. So anytime, I think there's only one movie he didn't have a GTR. He had a Subaru WRX hatchback, Brian. So normally he has all those Rice Rocket cars. I mean, first of all, I love the Eclipse. So when that first came out, like, that was the time of the Eclipse, and that's I was in that range. Like, yes, I want to get a Eclipse. What is it? The GTR, the GTS Eclipse, blah blah blah. I just came out of high school, like that was the car to get. And then, of course, the Supra. I mean, who can't, you can't go wrong with the Supra. And then if I was to, like, say, like, the one car, it would have to be, Dom's first car, his RX-7, which is, the FD. And then, of course, how that grew, like, the FD came from, like, Han, and Han had his FD. And, it just was like, that color scheme. So I couldn't even tell you at this point. It definitely had to be just a bunch of the Rice Rockets that were on there. But I think it was, like, Fast 9 when they went back to L.A., and, Brian was like, yeah, we're going to take it old school. And he had his GTR and the thing lowered, and he went under the semi truck. Like, yeah, that's my car. Like, that's the car that if my $100,000, if I hit the lotto, that's the car I'm going to buy. And it's, it's the cheapest it's still considered a supercar, and it's the cheapest, at 130,000, but it's a supercar.
It's cheap at the low end.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I love cars. What about you? What is your all-time favorite?
The orange and black car that Han did the circles around that chick
in Tokyo Drift. Yeah, that's RX-7. Yeah,
but that one, I heard that one was a what do they call them? Where they capitalized it. They had to piece together. Yeah, it wasn't. You can't find that anywhere else.
Right. Yeah. So it's a RX-7 body, and they modded the whole thing out. And then so that's why when that was like a throwback to when Dom had his RX-7 in the very first race, and then you saw that color scheme kind of go all the way into where the last one. I didn't watch or did I watch the last one? But with the when he came back, and like his Supra was that black and orange color, like they kind of kept this whole theme going for him. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was definitely one of my, especially that scene. He's just like, and the girl was like, yeah.
Yo.
Talking about some pimp shit right there. And then some trivia about that movie. So do you know the ladies in that movie, in that car, they're all professional. They're professional drifters. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so the ladies that were in that car, they're professional drifters. And then when whatever his name is, was learning how to drift at the dock, he's drifting in the red Evo. Those guys that were fishing, they were professional drifters as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
the ones that were making fun of him.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, and then of course, one thing we'll just have to do for sure, we're gonna have to get together and talk about movies because I'm a big movie buff. And especially you're talking about what is this? Oh, especially if you're talking about like the Matrix, don't get me started on the Matrix. So that was my era. So the Resurrection. I'm like, all right, and then of course, so we could definitely hook up on another whatever, and we could talk movies all fucking night. But so let's wrap this up. So obviously, we talked about your strengths, your weaknesses, why you content create, why, how you got started, what is your motivation. So let's talk about why. Like, why should people come and watch you stream or come to your YouTube channel and watch your videos? Like, why? Why should they do that?
Because they are not alone, man. That's it. That's my whole thing, is you're not alone. I've got crazy, weird shit in my head, and if I can find a way to take it out of here and put it on a screen and show you, and just brighten your day or make you just feel not alone, because that's, I don't know, I hate to say this on you, I suffer from depression like big time.
Okay.
Like, I have my moments where it just swift kicks me in the giblets, and it's just, you've got to find a way to get through that. And there's not, I don't know, I don't feel that there's some magical pill or something in particular that you can do. I think it's manageable. I think you just find things that makes it easier for you to get through the day, and if you can crack a smile during it, then that's even better. So that's all I want to do. I just want someone to be able to go, that dude's weirder than I am, crazier than I am, so I don't feel so bad about liking X, Y, or Z anymore,
Right. Okay. All right. I mean, so that wraps it up for me and like my end of things. Is there anything you'd like to share before we wrap anything up?
Hey, just thank you for letting me into the community. Like, I'm a big team player. Like, I like being part of the team. I like helping the team. I like it. Well, I don't like it when people have problems, but I like that they have an outlet that they can talk to. And I think I've helped some people, and I know a bunch of you have helped me. So I just appreciate it. If anybody's watching this and they're looking for that group, give us a chance. Just come in and hang out and see what we're about, because I'm sure you can find someone in the group that's relatable.
We appreciate that. Okay. Well, again, it's been a joy to have you. If anybody has any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts, Kyron, where can they find you?
That's it. It's that easy, man. Kyron79. It's Twitch TV /Kyron79. It's Instagram, it's Kyron79. TikTok, I think it's Kyron_79, because some Yahoo's got my name taken. And he doesn't even have content. That's annoying. Nothing. It's just a bare bone account that someone sniped my name. Anyways, but yeah, it's just Kyron79, KYRON79. Year I was born. Woohoo. Yep, you can figure out my age from that one. But, it's simple.
Okay.
And Discord, come into Discord. You can hit me up through Discord anytime.
Okay. All right, guys. So that kind of wraps us up. I want to say thank you to Kyron for taking his time out of his schedule, to come out. And we look forward to seeing anything and everything he's going to put out. Guys, go ahead and check out him on Twitch. And I'll make sure all those links are in the description below. And they're like popped up on screen because that's what we get to do nowadays. And then, of course, my name is Sean Flack 2.0 coming at you here from Shadowpack Gaming. You can check out Kyron and all of our other great streamers and content creators at www.shadowpackgaming.com. Yes, we are official. You can check out any of our merch. We do have merch on there. Anything to help support the team, that's also going to be much appreciated. Of course, we are going to be changing vendors, so be on the lookout for that, for some different merch that may be coming out. But anyway, you can head over there, check him out, check me out, check everybody else on part of the team. And until the next episode, guys, we'll talk to you in the next one. Peace out.